So I'm not going to beat around the bush, but let's get into it. And if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please do, because it helps me appease the algorithm. So I went down a lot of rabbit holes during the last 5 days, and I had some leads thanks to you guys, but most of them were my own leads. First off, I messaged her on behalf of myself literally after the video that I made, and I asked her for a picture of her cat and herself and a timestamp. Now, I had no intentions on releasing a video that had her picture in it if she were to send that to me. But well, let's look over it. So I say to her, "Hi, I'm interested in a commission. There is something I would like to talk to you about firsthand. I saw that someone made a comment about you, but when I tried to do some research, it seems like all of your websites are spammed with the commission me. Would there be any way that you could actually send me a confirmation that this is the real Michelle running these accounts? Like a picture confirmation, not of your ID, or anything, perhaps a picture of you holding your cat Cookie and maybe the date and the time? I just wanted to make sure you're the real Michelle. I would feel much better knowing the person behind the screen is the real person." And she responds with, "Hi, thank you for your interest in my artwork. Yes, here's my cat Cookie sitting on top of my laptop. All grown up now. She's about a year old. What kind of commission art are you interested in? I look forward to the opportunity to work with you." So I said, "I mean the two of you, your cat and a timestamp. I'm a little worried that you aren't in control of your accounts. And I was also thinking of having my OC done for a set of short stories that I'm working on. Can you send me a photo of you in it and a timestamp of today?" And she goes, "I guess I'm offended that you don't trust me, hun." And she goes, "I don't have to beg for your respect. I'm going to have to block you since you're harassing me, of course." And I said, "Hey, I'm sorry, but it peels from all your social media that there's no life on any of them. That's really my thing, and I figured you wouldn't have much of a problem showing your face and your cat together with a timestamp." And I said, "Oh, I wasn't going to make you do anything. I just figured I would ask. I figured since you're such a famous artist, it'd be all right to ask before I sent over money." And she goes, "Wow, are you a foreigner? I can tell. Well, I don't trust you now." And it doesn't really matter what I said because she's kind of being a bitch. It just comes off racist because, like, I'm Latina, you know? It just comes off racist. But anyway, I'm not saying she is. I'm just saying that, yeah, it's really, you don't say that to people. And anyway, afterwards, she went and she came and she commented on my video itself. And I pinned the comment. So she leaves a message and she goes, "I am the artist, and this person who posted this video was scamming me out of my money and harassing me in my email. He lied and told me that he loved the artwork as I was working on it. And then when I sent him the final art, then he tried to steal money by lying. I've reported this video for harassment of YouTube's terms. He lies and says I am not in ownership of my accounts, which is not true. I own all my accounts. This person is just trying to get attention through cyberbullying." And I said, "Hey, Michelle, if this is truly you, message me through an email on your official account. Show me 100% proof it's you, a picture of you and your cat with a timestamp, and I will take this video down 100%. So I really was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I was playing high stakes. And when you guys get to the end of the video, you'll see the high stakes would have been in her favor, because if I'm willing to do high stakes, I am kind of taking a huge bet that I'm in the right. And I did feel in the right about this, because she was being very cagey about showing me a picture of herself. Because I was going to make good on it. Like, no bullshit. I was going to private the video and re-edit it, so at least it doesn't sound like she's not in control of her accounts anymore, right? Unfortunately, she couldn't tell the difference between me and Cody, which only furthered the fact that she might not be the person who understood English and context in the same way. She assumed I was Cody, she was calling me the scammer, and then messaged him when she did. Like, she messaged him. I'm going to put a screenshot up right here where she goes and she sends a picture of herself, but it is a picture from like over 10 years ago on the League of Legends wiki, so nobody believes it's her. And at this point, I start thinking, well, where is this woman? Certainly, this person cannot be her. So I tried to get a hold of several people. I tried to get a hold of Paul Hoefener, her brother who also worked at Riot, or possibly maybe her husband, I'm not sure. I tried to get a hold of her mother. I tried to get a hold of her aunt. I tried to get a hold of 4 other relatives, either by email or by calling them, because I paid for a month of whitepages.com. And I found that her address was not recent, and it seemed a little bit suspicious because, you know, it said that she'd been gone. And then when I looked up her address, it said that she was not living anywhere as of 2021. And I was like, dang. So like, is she like missing. And I checked obituaries and everything. And I did see this person on her Facebook that was named Patricia, who I'm assuming is either a mother-in-law, an aunt, or otherwise, commented also on my video and comments on her Facebook, but seems botted. Like, she comments the same thing with the same words every single time. And she left a comment that I should have done it the right way, even though I actually did do it the right way. I was super gentle about it. I was super nice about it. Michelle started acting weird. So I also, because I posted it on Twitter, I tagged RJ Palmer, and I know that he loved her work, and he left messages back and forth, and we talked a little bit about it in a public space. You can see it on my original post. And I asked him, does he know anybody that I could like maybe message or reach out to, that maybe like a friend, because it doesn't seem like she talks to anybody. So he told me to reach out to Joe Stadzinski, the guy who does like Batman stuff. And I talked to him directly, and I asked him when was the last time he talked to her. He said it'd been like since 2008. It's been a long time. And I was like, dang it, that's awful. And I know that some of you guys were also reaching out to people who worked at Riot or might have known her. And I didn't hear back from any of those people, so I didn't know what to do. I was hoping I'd hear something, but it doesn't really matter because I've already figured everything out. Now, the thing that RJ Palmer said was that it was rumored, it was just a rumor, that she might have had a psychotic break of some type after leaving Riot. And a part of me feels like that might have been true, possibly. You know, like, take this with a grain of salt. It's just an opinion, just like the other things were an opinion. But I do feel strongly about this being in the direction of maybe that is actually true. Now, when I looked up her Patreon, she kind of stopped using Patreon in 2021 and 2022. She was kind of MIA. And the reason for that MIA is because she was actually moving from her current place to another place. That is my canon, because a lot goes into moving from a house to another house. It feels like it takes up like your whole year to really get all that done, and she probably didn't have time to draw, and she probably didn't have time to do other stuff. So this is what she was doing. She was moving into a house, and she shut down her Patreon because she probably couldn't make the whatever her promises were for the Patreon. And I'm not saying that's insulting. I'm just saying that that's just probably what it was. And like, once she moved in, I feel like that's when she probably scrubbed her entire Twitter for some reason. But that also made her super suspicious, because there was no way to figure out if she was the real person, because all of her tweets were gone from before 2023, from a certain point in time. And the thing is the way I decided that I could probably figure out if she's telling the truth about who she is was through her cat Penelope, mentioned in a 2016 post that was on the Wayback Machine. I featured it in my first video. It was just there. Now, the thing is I was approached by a person. They said I don't remember if they wanted to stay anonymous, but we are gonna stay anonymous with this. Just because I want to protect their privacy a little bit, I'm gonna still show the images. So they said that they got a commission in January of 2024, and they paid about $500 or so for it. And the image that they got they decided they were going to pay for a digital and a traditional drawing from her. So after that, they started talking about what they were commissioned, and she sent, I don't even know the gender of the person. I'm just going to say they, because I don't actually know. They sent 2 pictures. I'm going to put this picture here, and this picture here, and this picture here, and some of these pictures here. And these were all being used to, send to Michelle, so Michelle could do the commission. So let's talk about this sketch. Now, this sketch is just a filter that extracts the lines from an image. And she did what she was doing in Cody's, where she just extracted the lines, and here it is, this image. Now, this is AI 100%. She generated it from somewhere. I don't know why she didn't sketch it out, but this is what she's been doing. So she sends her a fully completed piece. No grayscale, no nothing. She sends her this. Now we're going to talk about this image here, because this is insane to me. So we're going to put this on screen. All right. So I showed you some of these images before. So this is literally cut a photo bash from one of the other reference images. She didn't actually put the effort to draw this. This is AI, you could tell right here, because it's actually missing part of the paneling, and the paneling is meshing here. She probably painted over the face a little bit, but the eyes are still a little bit derpy. The eyebrows are wrong. So we're going to go down here, and these shoes, let me see if I can, let me turn off my model for a minute. These shoes here are, the laces are all messy. So, and you can tell right here. So here's the thing. When you look into this, like look into this hair, you could see that it's a little bit see-through because she took one of the reference images and she just put it on top without actually blending it and actually like drawing over it. And she just took one of the parts of the reference and stuck it on there. And then she did the same with this, and she actually kind of drew the braid, and this is what she sent to the customer, right? So this character has the wobbly eyes and then these weird lashes that are clearly like AI lashes. She copied and pasted the exact same thing, but she didn't let it finish. She painted the ear, and she kind of tried to paint over the hair a little bit, just a tiny bit. But you can see what this little black strip, that black strip is still from the same damn photo reference that she gave her. And now we're going to look at this. So see this braid? This braid is inconsistent, right? So this is probably not a drawn braid. Part of it's probably from the previous image, and then she cut it. And then right here is where you can see that she painted it, right? But she also like cut it from somewhere else, because you could see right here that it's white, and she didn't even photo bash it correctly, so she should have deleted that. You could see another part of it right here where it's white when it doesn't need to be, and right there too. And see, the thing is right here, she didn't even paint this part. Like she knows better. She didn't even paint this part you see here. Like this should have been pink, right? So the boots are still the same. They're still really messed up. I mean, the hand is fine, but this isn't what the customer paid for. And the customer also asked for a traditional piece. The thing about this traditional piece is that it's probably created with AI, and she probably used some kind of function to draw it on a piece of paper, because this is a canon character, right? So this is like a Riot character. So let's look at what the character looks like. Here's the character here. So she has this star thing on her boobs, another little star thing, but they're like a 4-pointed star, right? 4 points, and then these little things that go up, and she has this thing that goes in like that, right? That's what she has. And now we look back at this. For one, this is kind of weird right here because she didn't draw it correctly. She drew it, not that it's part of the head, but that it's part of the hair. And it feels like she does this scratchy stuff that's like really like she did. There's this function that you can do. I've seen it on either Facebook or Instagram where you can take a picture and then use that function like Pokemon Go. I don't remember what it's called, like Virtue VR or whatever. It's not VR, it's something like it. And then you can superimpose the picture onto paper, and then you can draw. And I think that that's what she's doing here, because there's no sketch. She doesn't show her process really. And this is some of her work afterwards. But you can see, like, this is kind of what I'm talking about, like right here. Like, she's supposed to be able to understand perspective, but she drew this weird, and she also drew this weird, and she didn't finish the sides right. Like, she didn't actually look at the character. That's why I feel like maybe she generated this with AI possibly and then did the other thing. But also, this person has been working with her since like January. Like, it's August and this is an update. Like, and this still has the thing where it's kind of like, I could probably forgive it, but I feel like this is not this is not the work that I would have paid crazy money for, knowing what I know now. And I want to talk about this email real quick too. So there's this email that it says, downloading this attachment is disabled. The email has been identified as phishing. If you want to download it and trust this message, click look safe in the banner above. Right? It says similar messages were used to steal people's information. Avoid clicking links, downloading attachments, and replying with personal information. But from what I gathered, she has been spamming people for years with this. Like, people have asked to be removed from her email list, but she won't remove them. So this could be from that, or it could be that people have had her like, I've been pwned saying, and it was still kind of leaning in the direction of she's not in control of her accounts, someone's pretending to be her. But I was like, maybe I should call the police. There seems to be like no one real behind the account in my mind. So I did. I called the Missouri Highway State Patrol from a suggestion from another Missouri cop who I'm friends with. And really that talk went nowhere. They told me that I need to talk to the cybercrimes unit on the internet, and they sent me the link. And I was like, all right, before I go and I type all this up and I need to make a document so I can send it to them, I'm going to try a few more things. So I decided to dig a little bit deeper before I reported everything for fraud. I found her old resume and I was like, all right, I'm going to call this number, but it's disconnected. And at that point, I kind of gave up, but I did settle on that there maybe had to be something about these cats. So she's supposed to have had Penelope for a while, and in another email to the person who I mentioned in this video, she says, my cat died from like cancer, and I'm sorry, I'm just taking forever on my commission. Now, she posted a few pictures of Penelope, and I'm going to post some of these pictures here because they're on her Twitter, so it's not like she can say, don't post that. They're public. Now, this cat is super cute. And she also posted pictures of Cookie, also super cute. But she posted a picture of Cookie when Cookie was a kitten, and there was like no new pictures of her other than the one she sent me to prove that she was who she says she was. Now, I know from this picture here that this was definitely taken in America. That looks like an American gas station. I am assuming that it was like a Texaco or a Pilot J or something like that, or a Mobile. It was one of those, like the red and the red tag and the little blue line. It could have been Exion, something. So I know she was like in America, but I was like, all right, am I willing to suspend my belief for a minute in the case that an actual American person took her account? So I'm on day 5 now of looking into what I'm on, whatever this is. And I didn't really have much more info to go on other than it might be her and it might not be her still. And lo and behold, I found her new address. And I'm not going to post it because I'm not going to dox her. But I found a picture inside. I found a picture of the inside on Zillow. Now I'm going to post parts of the pictures so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about, because there's only one picture. Now, she actually gave me everything I needed because on her own, which was probably the failing part of this whole thing. Because had she just been honest with me and sent me a picture of herself, I would have been the one who took down my video. Let's focus on some of this image right here. So here's a picture of Penelope, and there's a door right there, and there's a tangent, and then there's a picture of Cookie on the floor, and then there's a picture showing Cookie with this banister. And now I'm certain, without a doubt, that these pictures of Cookie are featuring parts of her new house. So what's the takeaway? Well, she took pictures of her cats in her apartment on the floor and hanging around, and I found this picture. So she is definitely living in this place, and she is in Missouri. So she is the person behind the account, and it's unfortunate because she's just a scammer ruining her career. Now, I know I'm going to be a little bit unpopular on this, so I'm trying to be as forgiving as I possibly could be, with as much grace as I possibly could be. What she should have done, or what she could have done, is to train a model on her own artwork and been honest about it, and did paintovers for commissions within reason, as long as she was honest about it. Because she's still using some free service, and she still puts in League of Legends artwork because there's still some parts of it still left in there. She's not using Stable Diffusion. She's not very good at using AI, nor is she good at hiding that she's using AI. And I think that she's just trying to do the most minimalist amount of work for the most profit. And, you know, I get that, girly pop. I get that. But this is not very demure, very mindful. I also think something might have happened to her to make her stop wanting to draw, because she draws different than she used to draw. Either way, she can't be trusted to complete a commission without using AI, scamming at least 3 people, and overall, that was about a little bit over $1,000. She might have had more. I seen a person from 2023 that commissioned her on Twitter, if you look up her username. So what should we do? Nothing. Don't interact. Don't talk to her. Don't do anything. Let her feral post her 75% off commissions as long as she lives, because everybody knows that she's using AI in her images now. She's not in any danger. She's not under any threats. She's just gone in a different direction and decided to mess up her reputation in the process. That's why she doesn't post those commissions on her Twitter, because if she did, someone might buy them. But she wants to use her Riot work to sell AI commissions. Now, I want to preface this for advice for Michelle if she ends up listening to this video. Michelle, if you are unable to give your work the way you used to, have someone install Stable Diffusion for you. Make a LoRa of all your work and be honest about your inability to work the same way you used to. If you were honest, I think some people would be mad at you for it, but I think some people might be a little bit forgiving too. I think that would have been a better way to go than the route that you decided to go to for yourself. If anyone is sending any kind of harassment to her, it's better just to leave her alone. It's better just to, what would be the best bet is if she abandoned her accounts at this point. She's not being honest about her commissions, so there's no reason to commission her, and there's no reason to prop her up anymore. If she were to become just like an AI content creator, where she did a little bit of editing, like shed diversity or whatever, maybe AI bros would buy her artwork, you know, if she did it that way and she painted over it. But she definitely shouldn't be charging $300 for a commission where she is barely doing any painting and it's mostly AI. I don't think that any AI content should be worth more than $50. Even someone might be willing to pay more than $50 for those pieces, but I don't think that at this level, unless she's willing to go back to drawing normally the way she used to, that anyone's gonna want to pay $300 for a commission from her, knowing that she uses AI for 95% of it, and then she'll take images from the references and just paste them in and photo bash them and hope that you don't notice. I'm really disappointed to find out that she's actually behind the account. A part of me was hoping that she was going to be fake and that there was a reason to, report the accounts, and maybe she wasn't trying to do like ruination stuff. I would love to talk to her one-on-one for realsies, just to see if she's like, I don't know. I know this video is getting long, so I'm going to try to wrap it up. I wanted to thank you guys for, coming on this journey with me. I didn't really expect to have to do so much research to find out if this person was who they said they were. It's disappointing to find out that she really is just a scammer, and there's not more to it than that. She's just a scammer. And if you haven't watched the first video, I would suggest you go back and do that. And if you're also here from some other place, feel free to subscribe to me. I put out new videos all the time. Man, I'm just so disappointed. I hope you guys like my artwork. If you guys wanted to know, this is my character name list from my SLM series, and she's one of my princess characters. So if that's interesting to you, maybe I'll do a video about her. But I'm still working on the Has-Been Hotel video. I'm so sorry I wasn't able to get it out. I've just been working like crazy. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Have a good day.